Well, hello everybody. Greetings from Puerto Vallarta. This is Brook again here with another weekly or semi-weekly or whenever I get to it fishing report from very hot and humid Puerto Vallarta. Temperatures down here now are running about close to 90 every day. The humidity is running close to 80%. And when that all happens, we know that we're coming into high season for fishing and things have really picked up. Right now, the last time I think I did a report, I was thinking we had some fish out there, but basically bait was a problem, which does not seem to be the case now. And never really, those kind of things never really last for too long, and most of the time they kind of land in your lap as a surprise. So the articles that I put out there can help you, especially if you're already here and you're getting ready to go out, you know. So use the articles to your advantage. They're written for people that are basically here, and people tell me they're entertaining, so you can enjoy those. But the bottom line is, anywhere from Corbetena, which is 35 miles out, to Banco, which is 50 miles out, and there's 25 miles in between. That whole area out there is just alive with all kinds of billfish out there. You got blue marlin, you got black marlin, you got, hell, we got one the other day, a striped marlin. Couldn't surprise me, but it must be heading up to Cabo. But we got a striped marlin. We've got yellowfin tuna. Some days they're big, some days they're small, but normally they're running in the 40 to 60 pound range around Corbetena to Banco. That whole area is wide open out there. It's kind of hard to say where to go since everything is so alive, but the two main locations of Banco and Corbetena are still your best bet. And well, the water's blue, there's a lot of bait, and the only thing missing out here, to make it cliche, is basically you. You know, we're seeing a real drop in tourism here, and things are changing in Mexico quite a bit. The peso has been dropping a little bit, but for my Canadian clients, that's always exaggerated since their exchange rate doesn't quite hold up. I don't know how else to put that one. But so Marlin are out there. We got yellowfin tuna out there. We have sailfish out there. Dorado are moving in, but they're still kind of small. Still a little bit early for Dorado, but we're very happy to have them in July. I can remember some years we didn't even see the beginning of Dorado until like September. So I have them here in July. That's kind of a gift from the fish gods. You know, you go out there, right on the Puerto area, that would be like an 8-hour charter. It's been a little bit barren out there. A lot of bait close in, a lot of bonita. You can have a lot of action if you want smaller fish, but you don't really go out there for that. Sailfish are running the area, but there's a lot of these teeny tiny little sardines. I mean, they're like that big. They're like an inch long. And all the bait fish have been feeding on those like crazy. And of course, you know, I'm thinking the sailfish that are out there, they've been feeding on them too. There's an old saying that elephants eat peanuts too, you know. So maybe the elephants are eating peanuts out there. So 8 hours out there right now. It's been kind of back and forth where we've been seeing sardines just lingering around here. So there could be roosterfish up there in the Callejeros area. And that would be right there at Marlin Rock. That'd be a little bit north of Sayulita. So 8 hours would be a good trip for that. 10 hours to give you a little extra insurance. Inside the bay is actually very good fishing now. Now what we've been seeing is we've been getting seasonal rains here. So we got a trash line out there in the bay. You know, those early trash lines are very close to shore. They never really produce too much, but once the trash line gets out there in the middle of the bay or even farther out, then you got the possibility of a lot of things happening. We've got a lot of rain, like I said, so there could be logs out there, a lot of big obstacles. If you're in a boat and you're heading out in the morning in the dark, just remember, go slow and keep your eyeballs open. There's nothing worse than hitting a deadhead with your prop. You just for your fishing day away, not to mention who knows how many thousands of dollars. So that's what's happening in the morning. So if you're here down on charter and you're heading out, you're going kind of slow. Well, you know, for most of these guys out here, it's about saving money. But at this time of the year, it's all about saving your equipment. So, you know, they may go kind of slow in the morning until they can see better. So kind of expect that. Inside the bay, the water is a little dirty, but that's a surface dirt kind of thing. It's not really anything where it's not too deep. What happens is we get this rain and it washes all the sediment and everything down off the mountains, and what it does is it brings in dirty water, and that dirty water brings in trash where you get the trash line. But normally it's only about 2 feet thick. I've seen it as much as 6 feet thick. So if you're out there and you got dirty water, what the captains a lot of times will do is they'll use a planer, and which will make it kind of dive in the water. It's kind of like on an angle, so you're pulling it this way, so it pulls it down. And once you get under that dirty water, anything's possible out there. So don't let the dirty water in the bay scare you. Seems like we got sailfish anywhere from La Cruz Marina, La Cruz Guanajuato, however you say that, and to the area down around Los Arcos. That's probably a 40-mile split right there. And you can run into, believe it or not, sailfish anywhere inside the bay. There have been quite a few sailfish for some reason up there around La Cruz. That seems to be a hot spot for sailfish. So you got all those going in. We've got Dorado. They're finally picking up in size. Now, we've had a lot of baby Dorado in the bay, and they've been feeding on all those tiny, teeny, tiny sardines, and they're getting bigger by the day. So they're finally getting up around 10 pounds. So who knows, about another month they'll all be real keeper size. A lot of them have been smaller and they'll be like the 6-pound range, but another month or two they should all be keeper size. So we're looking forward to that. And bonita, still in the bay. They're running anywhere 10 to 20 pounds. We got Jack Ravels out there, which normally like colder water, but they're still out there taking bait. You can get a couple of those during the day. So inside the bay, a 4-hour trip, I never really recommend a 4-hour trip, because unless fishing just happening right there inside of the bay, you usually need a little more time to get to where they are and maybe find them a little bit. But 6-hour trip out there in the bay right now is absolutely fantastic. And remember, when you guys are out on our boats, you can do a lot of things. I mean, the boat's yours. So we can do a little fishing, you can do a little snorkeling, you can go over to Yellowfin and have them take your fish and turn it into ceviche, or just sit on the beach and have a couple drinks, maybe go see the waterfall. You could do that all in a 6-hour day. I would recommend 8, but you could wind up getting several tours out of the way, the price of one, and we're more than happy to help you with all of that. All you have to do is fire us an email or give us a call. I've also started putting out Fish Pick of the Day. So if you want to get that, I put that out 3 times a week right now while I still have time. Come high season, that might slow down a little bit, but right now we're coming into fishing high season, so I do fish picks of the day, so you can get a screensaver quality fish pick. I don't know, I don't do them every day, but 2-3 times a week, whenever I have a few extra minutes, I'll throw one out there. They're not too complicated. And then we're still doing the fishing videos, and like this is one of them, and we're doing the fishing reports every week. So there's no reason for you not to understand what's going on in the fishing community down here in Puerto Vallarta. And, we do our best to keep you informed and, keep things straight with you. So, we hope you appreciate that, because we would appreciate your business in return. And in the long run, things are just starting to pick up. So if you're coming down here right now, anywhere from a 6-hour to a 12-hour trip will produce. And don't forget, we still have our tuna safaris, where it's a long day, but it's a one-day trip. And for all my tuna fanatic friends, you can come down here. It's a 15, 18-hour trip. We take off at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're back about 8 o'clock at night. So you can make a real day out of it, and you'll catch a bunch of tuna, and we'll be out there on our 33-foot Grady White with Jose. And Jose is a fish catching machine, and because he's a Mexican guy, he doesn't really worry too much about, too much money. It's not free, but it's not exactly being gouged. So if you want to know anything about that, let me know. We're also running our 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 day trips, Marlin magazine type trips out there to the Marias, where you can catch a fish bigger than your car, and that'll normally be a tuna. And all kinds of things going on. But the main thing is, if you're coming on down, give us a call, read my emails, keep up my stuff. You'll know what's going on, even if you don't go fishing with us. And ultimately, that's about all the news there is for this week. So we can hook you up with tours. We're changing the webpage around, and there's a lot of opportunity in Puerto Vallarta. But listen, one thing you need to do is you need to keep up with what's going on with the immigration stuff down here. They've changed all the rules. They're changing all the rules as far as coming down here. Most people, they'll come down, they'll just take the 6-month visa with no description and no explanation what they're going to be doing here in the country, and the Mexicans aren't going to go along with that anymore. I never really understood how they could go along with, let's ignore all the people if you can get that. I'll try to get the voice up a little bit. But I came out here, there's just nobody out here right now. It's all of a sudden we've got people. But, I'm putting out those newsletters and everything. I forgot what I was going to say, but we'll leave it alone right now. So, immigration. 6-month visas are not automatic anymore, and I will be posting a video that I saw this morning on YouTube, kind of explains things. It's about 4 months old. If you're coming into high populated, high tourist locations like Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, or places like that, you don't have too many worries. But when you come in and they check your information, they'll be looking for return flights and how many days you're staying in a hotel. They're not looking for any of these telecommuters down here anymore because they figure they're sending the rent for property through the roof, and a guy can sit there on the beach here in Mexico and pay whatever they're asking, which seems cheap to us. Kind of making everybody kind of upset around here about that. And so you can expect the 6-month visa to go away. You might have some tourist issues, so make sure you get out there online and know exactly what the immigration laws are. You don't want to get turned around when you get here, and they've been known to do that, and they have been getting tougher on the immigration thing. Honestly, I don't really know why they would give anybody a 6-month visa just for the heck of it anyway. So, but all right, so there you go. So just be aware of that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, give us a call. I'm always here, and we're finally getting into fishing season, so I'll do more of these videos. And sorry for all the talk, but I thought there were some things we're saying here. So anyway, until next week, don't forget to kiss your fish. And hasta luego. From Santa Puerto Vallarta. Take it easy.
Se ve el color ya, compadre. Ya llegó, compa, ya llegó, compa. Muévela, negro, primero, muévela ahí, aquí de la caña. Pídele permiso, hijo. ¿Te llamas chico? ¡Felicidades! Congratulations, amigos. ¿Ya salgo?